We're back on eBay and we're checking for notable sales. Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. Today we have another eBay sales video. If you guys aren't familiar with what I do in this one, I actually take 6 books that sold last week on eBay and I go through them a little bit. We look at the pricing on GPA over the past 3 years, see if this person actually got a good deal on these books or not. But before we get started in the video, like always, I want to remind you guys, if you're not a current subscriber of the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button for me, smack that like button, and let's give this Iron Man one away once we get to 5,000 subs. I freaking can't wait. So sit back, relax, and let's check out some eBay books. Alright, so the first book we're going to take a look at this week is this Amazing Spider-Man number 16 at a CGC 2.5, the first Daredevil crossover and the second appearance of the Ringmaster. Now, this book sold on March 18th last week for the asking price of $250. Of course, it was $10.75 shipping plus tax as well. Now, I wanted to take this book and talk about a little bit because you guys know I'm an Amazing Spider-Man collector. I enjoy this book. But I always look for this book and around this grade because I don't really want to spend the crazy amounts of money for this one at higher grade. So we're going to get into the GPA analysis a little bit. As you can see, there was a sale last February for $256. So this $250 sale hadn't been recorded yet. The 90-day average for this book was $266. The 12-month rolling average is $368. The 2022 average, $397, and way back in 2021, $356. So again, like I said before, I love Silver Age Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite things to collect, but I don't really feel like going out and spending a ton of money on these books unless they're bigger keys. However, this one is a minor key in my opinion. Great Daredevil crossover. So I think a 2.5 to a 4.0 is really the sweet spot in this book because I don't want to overpay for it. I think this person actually did a decent job. There is tape on this book, unfortunately, and the wrap is not that great. Regardless, it's still a book I want to own. I think they paid what they should have for this book. Up next is this copy of Edge of Spider-Verse number 2 in a CGC 9.8 white pager, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. You could see this book sold for $1,100 for a buy it now plus $25 shipping. As we get into the GPA data, the last sale recorded by GPA was only $990, so a little bit lower than this sale. The 90-day average for this book was $1,088 on 37 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $1,423. In 2022, the average all the way up to $1,565 on 161 sales, and way back in 2021, $1,292. You guys know when I talk about this book, it's one of the few modern keys that I definitely want to own in a 9.8. I don't care where this book is right now. Yes, it's come down maybe about 33%. Regardless, I think it's a must-own for modern collectors out there, only in a 9.8. I have belief in this character, okay? And there's not many modern keys that I will say I have belief in those characters staying around for a really long time. This is one of them. So I think it's a must-own anywhere around $1,000. And it's probably going to fluctuate around that price range for a really long time. $1,088 is the 90-day, last sale $990, and of course, this sale was $1,100. So I think this person maybe overpaid just a tad, but either way, hopefully they hang on to it for a really long time and they'll make themselves some money. Okay guys, when I saw this book sell this past week, I knew I had to talk about it. So this one is an Incredible Hulk number 181 at a CGC 2.0, but it's missing the Marvel stamp. Yes, I know it's a blue label. I've said it many times before. You can actually request a blue label from CGC instead of a green one. Most of the time, they will give it to you. Sometimes they won't. Regardless, guys, it says a best offer was accepted. They were asking $21.99 and 98 cents, but it actually ended up selling for $1,800 on March 17th. The 90-day average was $1,800 on just this one sale. So one book sold in a 2.0 incomplete in 3 months. The 12-month rolling average for this one was $1,906 on 4 sales. 2022 average was $2,106 in 4 sales. And way back in 2021, $1,898 in 3 sales. And the reason I wanted to talk about this book is look what this person spent for an incomplete copy of a book where there's 25,000 plus copies probably out there known to exist. They paid almost $2,000 for this book. So why would you do that? In my opinion, you probably save up a little bit more and get yourself a complete copy. I understand that it's a popular character. I understand it's a popular book, but if you just saved a little bit more, you can have a complete copy. According to the GPA data, 4 books are selling a year. 4 copies and a 2.0 incomplete sell a year, which is not a lot. Not a lot of people out there are looking to buy incomplete copies of Hulk 181. I know they're out there because a lot of people back when clipped that coupon out and now there's nothing you can do about it. But regardless, spend a little bit more and you will be happier with a complete book, especially a Bronze Age key, like I said, with so many copies. Another book, when I saw it sell, I knew I had to talk about it, was House of Secrets number 92 in a CGC 7.5 off-white to white pages, the first appearance of the original Swamp Thing. Now, this book sold March 17th last week. It says it actually sold for $2,900 or best offer. It actually ended up selling for $2,700. I want to say this, Swamp Thing number 1 has been all over the Hot 10 list for the better part of a month once we found out that James Gunn is going to be taking over at DC. I always tell you guys that I think this book is always a better buy, okay? And I'm going to illustrate why. A CGC 7.5, according to the GPA data, just sold today for $2,700. The 90-day average for this book was $2,410 on 5 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $2,416. Way back in 2022, $2,433 on 5 sales. And way back in 2021, $2,170. Why do I like this book better? 1, it's what I call the money book. It's worth way much more than Swamp Thing number 1. So let's just start off by saying that. But number 2, look, it's starting to climb just like Swamp Thing number 1 is climbing. This is a Bronze Age key, a much better option in my opinion. The classic cover by Bernie Wrightson. Just an amazing book. It's starting to creep up right now. I think this person got a little bit of a deal at $2,700 at a 7.5. One of the best Bronze Age books out there right now that you can buy for DC. Definitely a book I'd be looking to pick up right now if you're interested. And yes, the Spidey run continues. Here we have Amazing Spider-Man number 5 in a CGC 1.8, the first appearance of Doctor Doom in an Amazing Spider-Man title. This is actually one of my favorite early Doctor Doom books. You guys always know I say it's FF5 and then this book for me. Now, this book sold on March 17th. It says for $739, but it actually ended up selling for $702. So I'm not sure what's going on with eBay here, why it says one thing and then on GPA it says another. Regardless, it's around the same price. The 90-day average for this book was $674 on 3 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $627 on 6 sales. Way back in 2022, the average was $580, and in 2021, $633. This book is actually going up right now, and I'm actually shocked. I know I love this book. I know I love Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man, but what is this illustrating? People are flocking to, in bad times right now, Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man books, and of course, this one just happens to be a Doctor Doom book. I like the grade. I like a 2.0 even better, to be honest with you, but I like buying these Silver Age Spideys just and around this grade. Anywhere from a 2.0 to a 4.0, I think is actually the sweet spot, but not a bad price for this one. I think mine is a raw copy between a 2.0 and a 2.5. I only paid $250 for this book, and it's only maybe about a couple of years ago, so it really has spiked once we thought Doctor Doom may show up in a future movie. Not too sure, but either way, when times are tough in the comic industry, people flock to mainstays like Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man. And the very last book we're going to talk about this week is another Amazing Spider-Man key. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 194 and the first appearance of the Black Cat. Now, this book happens to be a newsstand edition and a white pager to boot. This copy at a 9.8 sold on March 17th for $3,999 and 99 cents plus roughly $30 shipping, okay? Now, the last sale that GPA had for this book was $3,213 in February. Now, I'm not sure if that's a newsstand copy or not, but regardless, this book was really overpaid for, in my opinion, but I know people out there pay for newsstands, white pages, stuff like that, so this person really paid a premium for this book. The 90-day average was $3,230. The 12-month rolling average, $3,905. 2022 average, $4,368. in 2021, $4,234. So this book is probably right in the middle of the high and the low that we just got from the last sale in February. Again, someone really must have wanted this book. I'm not saying it's not going to be worth it if they're a 20-year holder, because this book at a 9.8 will definitely be going up. You don't have to go out and get a 9.8 copy of this book. I actually think 8.0 or higher is a really great bet for the first appearance of the Black Cat. Hell, I actually have a lower grade and a higher grade in my collection. I just want to own the book. But I think at a 9.8, this person probably overpaid for a newsstand, overpaid for a white pager, but maybe that's what they're in. To each his own. For me, I don't want to spend that much. I always want to spend what's around GPA. All right, guys, that's it for this last eBay video sale. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, because it seems like a lot of people out there are actually liking seeing what these books are selling for. Again, I always ask you guys, if you want to drop comments down below, let me know what you think. If there are books out there you want me to check out, I have heard you guys. I'm just waiting for some of the books that you've asked for to actually sell the prior week. So as soon as they do, I will jump on here and bring them on for you. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I'll talk to you guys soon.